Good evening, everybody. And yes, that was a rush. Sorry about that. Sorry I'm a tad late, but I have been out and I have been at the Ride Business Association meeting. And for those of you coming in on the live, welcome. And those of you coming in on the replay, I am recording this on Wednesday, yes, it's Wednesday. Hi, Tegan. Wednesday, the 7th of November, 2018. And as I say, rather a rush. Hi, Janet. Rather a rush to get back there. Hi, Tracy, because I have been down in the town. I've been at the Ride Business Association meeting today. Thank you. You look forward to me. Good. Well, I was down at the bus stop at about 22. And it only takes me, it takes me about 5 minutes to get up to the top of the town on the bus, and then it's like a 5 to 10 minute walk. And then I had to put my washing on, folks. So the washing machine's going in the background, but if I don't do that, I won't have any clean clothes for the rest of the week. So normally I try not to do it when I'm on live, but actually you'll have to just put up with the sound of the washing machine in the background, because otherwise I would have to stay up late doing my washing, and I don't want to do that, because I have got a lot of work to do as a result of tonight. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. I'll tell you about my day first. I had, me, sometimes I have plan A, and rarely does plan A ever work with me. So I had a plan to go to Newport this morning to talk to somebody, to talk to the chair of Newport Business Association. He'd got in touch with me. Because those of you, I got my blue sparkly earrings on. I have, and I'll tell you a bit more about the sparkly earring shop in a minute. But first of all, I'll go through my day, because then I can work through what I've done. I'm glad you love the colour. It's one of my favourite colours too. Yes, so this morning I had planned to go to Newport because somebody had reached out to me on Facebook, and it was the chair of Newport Business Association, and he wanted to talk about the parking issues on the island, because I don't know if I've mentioned them already in a broadcast previously, but the council, in their wisdom, have decided that they're going to put parking charges in Union Street and other places on the island. But at the moment, our Union Street, it's full of lovely quirky shops, and you've got an hour's free parking there. But in their wisdom, they decide they don't want that, and in their wisdom, it's not going to be great, because it's going to cost them more initially in traffic wardens and parking meters. So they're going to lose money before they gain money. And what it will do, it will kill our local streets, because we know that people pop there. We've got a chemist, we've got, lovely little shops where you can just pop in. We've got a post office. People are not going to pay to park to go and buy a stamp, because the parking costs more than the stamp. They're just not going to do those things. It's going to drive people out of the town, and they're going to start shopping, doing all their shopping in the supermarkets that have all free parking. And so it is something that, that it's particularly why I wanted to be at the Ride Business Association meeting tonight, because I knew it was being discussed, and I know it's a very important issue. For some reason, they've done the budget early. This isn't due to come in until April next year. I don't know whether they thought we'd talk about it and then forget all about it. I don't know what the strategy is. I mean, the Isle of Wight Council has got a few issues, and, absolutely, yes. So there's those of us on the case about it. So as I say, the chair of Newport, it's happening in Newport too, and so the chair of Newport Business Association wanted to talk to me, and so I said I'd go over and see him. I've got a client that I do social media for in Newport, and I wanted to go and see my client. As it happened, my client wasn't working today. Only a few. Yes, only a few. My client wasn't working today, so I decided I wasn't going to go to Newport just to do that. When I go out, I like to sort of bunch my appointments together. Obviously, if I'm going to Newport and I could see two people while I'm over in Newport rather than one, it makes better sense and better use of my time. It's all about my productivity. And so I messaged the chap that I was supposed to talk to and said, is it okay if I come tomorrow? So I've put off going to Newport till tomorrow. And actually, he'd made a mistake. He thought I was the chair of Ride Business Association. Well, I used to be the chair of Ride Business Association, but I'm not anymore. And it was actually Zoe that he wanted to talk to. But it doesn't matter. I should go and meet him, and I should go and have a talk with him anyway, because I believe that there's a big place for live streaming down in these streets, talking to the shop owners, talking to the people who will maybe not park anymore, because it seems to be that, I know I read somewhere today that the councillors were thinking it's only the shopkeepers who are moaning, but actually no, it's not. It's the people. I was talking to tonight at Ride Business Association, was talking to Sheila, who runs Sugar and Spice, the lovely lingerie shop down in Union Street, and she's been talking to her customers, and they're all saying they're not going, they won't pay to park, you know, and there's been a bit of an issue because Union Street has 4 zones. Hi, Carrie Ann. And so what it means is some of the shopkeepers, they park on one side and then they go out after an hour. It's an hour's free parking, which would be plenty for what most people need to do. So they go from one side to the other side, and then after an hour they come to another bit. So there's 4 zones. Now, apparently people are saying that's, oh, you know, they shouldn't be doing that. Actually, I've never seen much major issue of anybody trying to get a parking space in Union Street. Usually you can. There's people coming and going all the time. Occasionally it might be a bit more difficult, but actually what they're trying to do is actually kill off our towns. And we're not quite sure. I mean, I tell you what, if they hadn't spent all that money wasting a lot of money on our silly floating bridge that's out of action more than it's in action, then they wouldn't need to you know, get money off the car drivers. The little shops in Union Street are lovely. It will kill them off, Tracy. You're quite right. You know, people are not going to shop there. So I was going to go out and live stream this week, and then I thought I'd wait till the meeting and see what happens tonight. So I am going to be talking to people in Union Street, some of the shop owners and some of the shoppers, because I think the power of live stream, you know, once it's out there on live stream, they're not going to be able to say, no, those people didn't say that. You know, if it's written down, they can say people didn't say that. But if lots of people come on live stream and actually talk about the issues, I mean, I might be wrong. There might be some people who think it's a great idea. And, you know, I will listen to those people as well, and I will live stream those. But, you know, to my mind, and to most of the people in the room tonight, and to most of the people that have been online talking about it, it's not the best thing in the world. Oh, hang on a minute, folks. My battery's saying low. 6.4 million for a floating bridge. I know, not fit for purpose. Isn't it stupid? Hang on, I just got to put my battery pack on. I'm hoping that the battery's not going to die, because I'd really nearly run out of battery when I got home. Yes, however many million on a floating bridge that's not fit for purpose. Well, funnily enough, Ian Ward is in charge of the floating bridge and all that, and he's something to do with the parking as well. And actually, I think I need to live stream with Ian Ward and have a discussion with him on live stream and see how we get on with that one. But you know, it was well discussed tonight, but you know, so that was why I was supposed to go. One of the reasons I was supposed to go to Newport. I'm going to Newport tomorrow because I need to see my client. I would like to see this other chap, and in fact I think I should go, probably what I should do is I should go late to Newport tomorrow afternoon to catch up with my social media clients and this John, I think it's John, who's chair of the Newport Business Association, because I'd like to meet him anyway, because he's a business owner, and of course all the time I'm liking to meet new business owners so that I can help them raise their visibility. And of course I need to get to Cowes tomorrow night, so tomorrow night I probably won't be here live streaming, but God willing I will be live streaming, because I will be live streaming from the that's a lot of Hello Fresh, that's a lot of Snoopy's, Louise. There's loads and loads of Snoopy's coming up there. There's Snoopy's going mad there. So I am as I've said before in my broadcast, tomorrow night I'm at the Isle of Wight Radio Local Heroes Awards. I've been shortlisted in the tourism category. I may win, I may not win. I'm fine. It will be it will be interesting to see. I don't even know who else is in the, who else is in the same category. And of course, it very much depends on, what the judges think and who the judges are even, after all. If it happens to be one of the people who don't like me live streaming, then there's no chance, is there? But, it doesn't matter. Being nominated is great. Being nominated gives you bragging rights to say, hey, I was nominated, I was on the shortlist, and it gives you a bit more publicity. So really, yeah. So that's tomorrow night. So because I've got to get to Cowes tomorrow night for that, it makes sense for me to go into Newport late, because I have to go into Newport. Those of you who don't live on the island know to get to Cowes. You won't know. To get to Cowes, I have to go into Newport on one bus and out to Cowes on another bus. And so that's what I shall be doing. So it makes sense for me to go in the afternoon to see my client and to see this other chap. So in the morning, tomorrow morning, I've got an appointment with one of the local publicans in Ryde, because we've got some more issues. We've got some issues round the levy. And a lot of you will know that I have issues with the tourism levy that was never a fair levy in the first place. And so far, they don't seem to have delivered what they're supposed to have delivered. And then, of course, £34,000 went missing out of the funds. A lot of questions around that. A lot of people wanting to discuss that. I'm glad. Oh, that's fine, Tracy. And of course, Tracy's just come in there saying thanks again for the help. Tracy, I'm going to give you another plug, Tracy. Tracy is helping with the Keysy Kindness charity, and I'm going to give it another mention. Keysy, it's in memory of a little girl who's no longer with us, but in her memory, that they are doing a lot of things to make children smile. So maybe disadvantaged children, a child who might not have a teddy maybe, or might not have I don't know, various different things. Tracy, you can fill in the details in here. But, they are planning to make 50 children smile at Christmas. So they're doing raffle and raising money. And because I've been putting it out on the live stream, something's coming in from Devon. Thank you. Yes, there's Janet. Look, Janet's coming. I know that Janet and Leanne are sending something in from Devon. Of course, I've got the wine. I haven't drunk it, that came from Kettering. So the prizes are amazing. They're coming from various... And I think somebody else, I think Janet also messaged you, didn't you? Janet Head messaged you today as well, Tracy. And I believe that I think she wants raffle tickets, doesn't she? So Louise, did you know Kezzy? I didn't know Kezzy, but I've got on board since then when I've seen the lovely ladies doing all that wonderful work. I haven't seen the memory garden yet. They've done a garden in her memory, and I wasn't around when they opened the garden, but I do want to go down there and have a look. So at some stage I'll be linking up there, but it's just so lovely. This is what's so nice about this community. Look, you're far flung, you're sort of in different places, and Rose was up there in Kettering, and I talked to her about her, and she sent me wine. Janet sent, and these are all prizes. Christina's on the broadcast. Oh right. Oh, is Christina there? Maybe I couldn't see. So I don't know if Christina's a friend. A friend of mine. I can't see everybody who's come in, unless they're friends with me on Facebook. But I do know that the viewing numbers are going up, and I do know that the other day. Now this is the other day when Janet was in the broadcast, she shared the broadcast into about 8 local groups, and suddenly we had over 1,000 viewers to my broadcast. So if you think we're talking about charities and things here and all sorts of things, right, okay, that's lovely. She's a Kezzy admin, brilliant. So what was I saying? Oh, I lost my thread. Sorry about that. I'm tired. I'm a bit tired, but actually, I've had a good day. yeah, so all these gifts coming in, it's really nice, and then, you know, hopefully they'll achieve their aim of making 50 children happy, but not just from island people. Isn't that great? What a great community we have here. Oh, I know, I was talking about Janet, wasn't I, when I said that that Janet had shared. So if any of you are able, please share the broadcast, because the more you share the broadcast, the more the charities get mentioned, the more any of the issues that we get, more people will hear them. And as I say, Janet, 2 nights ago, Janet shared it 8 times, and we had over 1,000 viewers. Last night she came late into the broadcast and she shared it several times, and we had about 700 to 800, about 700 last night. So you can see the magic happening with the sharing. Of course, it's what happened when we were trying to get the votes in for the carnival, and it's what we do, you know, when we've got lots of things to put out there. And there will be lots of things coming out. I've got lots of live streams coming up. So I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute, because I'm going to be live streaming in at least 30 places in Ryde coming up. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. Let me finish telling you about my day. So from having decided to go out and go to Newport, I didn't go to Newport. I stayed home, and I stayed home. I was going to go and do some things in town, then I decided not to. I decided to conserve my energy. Thank you, Tracy. I can see Tracy sharing things there now. You see, that's it. That's when the magic will happen. You know, and what I want to show too, I want more people to find out what a fantastic community we're building here. You know, this isn't just about me, this is about the whole community. And also, I want to demonstrate which book were you talking about, Tegan? Give me a little bit of a clue, because I talk about other books. I don't know if you mean this book, The Butterfly Whispers, or it might have been something else. Excellent, Louise. There we are. So if you can, Louise, if you can buddy up with Tracy, Tracy will be able to tell you what you can do to help there with the charity. Yes. So you know, it's just the community that we're building here is absolutely fantastic, and it's growing bigger and bigger, and more great things are happening. You know, we already see with that charity, and on the island, of course, we've got so many different charities and so many little charities. But you see the power of the live streams, amazing. On its own, it's okay, but it's when you all share the live streams that it makes such a difference. It's Mark. What book is it? Mark, come in and tell me what. I don't know what book you're talking about. I talk about so many things that I can't remember what you mean. Anyway, yeah, so I decided today to conserve my energy and not go out at all. I've been doing some work. I was looking up various businesses that I want to get in touch with. I mentioned a book I was planning on. Oh, my own book. I'm going to write a book, my own book. I'm going to be an author. And I'm going to write my own book. Maybe that's what you meant. So yes, I'm planning to write a book before the end of January. I'm planning to hopefully have it in print. Now, you see, I've said it, and I need to be accountable. I wonder whether I can achieve it with everything else I've got to do. But who knows? Let's give it a try. Give it a whirl. So anyway, so I stayed at home. I was doing some social media, because of course I manage other people's social media accounts. I was looking at other businesses who might want their social media accounts done, because I am a social media manager, and you know, some of the businesses I look at on their social media presence, you know, I know they could do with some help, and you know, it's just, you know, putting it out there and letting them know. Because of course, the more that people are out there, the more they raise the visibility of the business. And it's, you know, and the thing is, you know, sometimes it's better to outsource to somebody who does what, you know, for example, I do the social media, and that's what I do well. But I tell you what I don't do well, I don't do accounts well. So I outsource my accounts. I have a wonderful accountant. And so I outsource my accounts to her. So other people who are running different businesses, if they find that they can't get on top of their social media, then maybe they want to outsource that. You know, or maybe they want to learn Twitter, maybe they want to learn Facebook, how to use Facebook better, or LinkedIn, or Pinterest, or Snapchat, all of those. And so those are the things that I do, and I do well. And of course the live stream, teaching people to do the live stream, because that really, it's coming into its own very shortly. There's going to be a lot more of it. It's going to make some people more accountable. I'm going to use it not only for showing off good things, but I'm going to hold people accountable. You know, when, like these parking issues, if people write in and they just write it down, it can be ignored. But if they're actually on live stream talking about it and saying the issues they have, that's on the internet and it's not going to go away. It's going to be there, you know, for a very long time. So I want to use it in a good way, you know, to get good things happening. That's what I want to do. But it's still at a point where a lot of people still are scared of it, you know, still very wary of the live stream, but you know, that's as it is. So anyway, I didn't live stream tonight. I just went to listen at the meeting tonight, and it was a very good turnout. So that's, as you know, I stayed home doing my, I was actually looking up some businesses. I've got a whole list of businesses here on the island where I haven't got the names of the owners. It was something I got under the Freedom of Information Act, and I wasn't allowed to have the list of the owners of the businesses, but I was given the businesses. So of course I'm quite social media savvy, so I was looking them up, and some of the businesses were a little harder to find. Some of them have very little presence on the internet, so it was much harder. I'm not. Oh, Tracy, we'll talk about that. Yes, because I'm not quite sure of my plans for Sunday. I know I'm going on a road trip at some stage, so we can talk about that, Tracy. I should know after tomorrow. I'm meeting up with Jackie tomorrow. Jackie's coming with me to the awards ceremony, and we're going on a road trip on Sunday, but we can work out what that's going to be. So you know, more about the Snapchat. I obviously can't teach Snapchat here while I'm talking, but I can give some help on that. I didn't Snapchat today. I Snapchatted my journey home the other day, and I Snapchatted yesterday. Today I haven't done Snapchat, but I have done other bits and pieces on the other social media platforms. And so so I was doing all that, and it was a day at home. And then before I went out, I made myself some lovely sweet potato patties. A lot of you will know I've gone grain-free because I had a skin issue, and by going grain-free, and my lovely friend Tina helped me to do that, it cured my skin problem. And so now I don't have bread, I don't have grain, I don't have things like that. Sweet potatoes is a great part of my diet. Oh, Louise, you can ask Tracy here. See if Tracy, Louise wants to make friends with you. If you can do that while I'm chatting, maybe that would be all right. Otherwise, I'll introduce you to each other afterwards. So hang on, I'm not even watching the comments coming up. Sorry, I'm not on the right place here. And so, yes, so then I decided that I was going to, go down to the Ride Business Association meeting. It was held in number 64. Now, I talk about 64, I talk about 66. 66 in Union Street is the lovely gift shop that I go in regularly. 64 is a cafe in Cross Street, on the corner of Cross Street and George Street. And they were hosts tonight for the Ride Business Association meeting. And there was a very good turnout. And I think probably a good turnout because a lot of people wanted to talk about the parking and that. So Zoe's the chair of Ride Business Association, and she had a very pretty full agenda there. We went round and introduced ourselves, and Becky of Digital Ease started off, and I was next, and she started off, and she told about her business, and she said, and we've just been shortlisted for an award in the Chamber of Commerce, and so of course I had to follow that by saying, and I've been shortlisted in another award, and so there were quite a few award winners or people who've been shortlisted in various awards in the room, so it became a bit of a joke. And then some people said, well, I haven't been nominated for award. At the end of the meeting, in any other business, I put up my hand and I said, but do you know, we've got there's some awards closing on Friday, 2 p.m. on Friday, and it's awards being run by Ryde Town Council. So I said, you know, there's still time to get in to, you know, to vote people in for the awards, because Ryde Town Council, thank you, that's good, Tracy. Ryde Town Council are running some New Year's Honours Awards. It's the first time they've done it, and they're giving awards so people can nominate any ride business or any ride person or any ride organisation who they feel has either done something outstanding for the community, or for one person in the community even. There's I don't know, let me see if I can find the criteria. Hang on, let me just tell you. I'm hoping to get a nomination in for a couple of people tomorrow. It's closing at 2 o'clock on Friday, and they haven't made it that easy. The forms are not that easy. You can't actually fill the form in online. So you've got to, you know, have the form, then you've got to fill it in, and then you can send it by email, because I did ask, because I might not have time to run down to the office. But it wasn't the easiest process, so I'm sort of struggling a bit there, and I've got a busy day tomorrow, and you know, I'm bearing in mind that I've got to get them in. So here we are, Ryde Town Council New Year's Honours Awards 2018-19. Hang on, let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, well, it says it there, and then it says. It's not that I've got to find it now. It says it all across the front, and then it's not giving it to me. Wait a minute, let's see if I can. Events, it must be under events. Let's have a look and see. I don't know where it is. Let's see if I can find it. Only 2 days. Here we are. Only two days. Have you? No, I haven't got my poppy done, Tegan. I haven't even got my poppy done. I've been so busy. Here we are. So it says there are only 2 more days left to enter the incredible people of Ryde into the Ryde Town Council New Year's Honours Awards. We're looking for individuals and organisations who have helped make a difference within our community, whether it be for one person's life or 100 people's lives. You can collect a form from the office or download one online. We want to be able to recognise those who don't get the recognition they deserve. For more information and nomination forms, click here. So I'm just going to click here and tell you what more it says on there. But as I say, you know, there are some outstanding people and some outstanding organisations in Ryde. And night, Janet. And I want to make sure that I nominate some of them. So it says, we're looking for nominees who meet one or more of the following criteria. The nominees have significantly benefited the community or the town, had a highly positive effect on a member of the community's life, a member or members of the community's life, contributed, created, achieved a remarkable project or event, demonstrated innovation and entrepreneurship, been an example of sustained and selfless voluntary service, served for a service which benefits or benefited our community, and any other significant actions worthy of recognition. Now, as I say, there's some really fantastic projects going on in Ryde, and so I want to make sure, as I say, I'm not going to say who it is I'm going to be nominating, but I've got to pop into the town council office tomorrow and get the forms, because I've not got a printer working, so I'm going to have to do that. And then I can send it digitally, because I can take a photograph of it and email it if I can't get back into the office on Friday. But 2 p.m. is the deadline, and so I put myself under a bit of pressure here to do that. But as I say, I'm not going to say who I'm nominating, because no, I haven't missed it. You haven't missed about the earring shop yet. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned about the awards. So if any of you want to nominate any of these lovely organisations or people in businesses in Ryde, then let me just put that link in for you. So here we go. That's this one. Copy and paste. There we are. All right. So that'll be you know, those will be judged, and that will be announced. I think the date is the 16th of January when they're having that awards ceremony. So there we go. So as I say, several projects in Ryde that I think are worthy of you know, nominating there. So, anyway, back to tonight. And in the room tonight was Liz, who runs Splash, which is where I get my lovely earrings. There were quite a few, most of the people in the room I knew, because obviously I know a lot of the businesses there. And one of the things that they're doing for Christmas is having a late night shopping in Ryde. And what they've decided to do is to try and encourage a lot of the shops to stay open on the 6th of December from, you know, from sort of like 5 or 6 through till about 9 o'clock. And they were talking about how they could publicise this, and they were talking about spending money in the Beacon and the county press. And, you know, I suddenly thought, well, actually, I could do a lot of the publicity for free for them. And, of course, live stream comes into its own. So there are 30 businesses at least going to be open on 30 retail units, outlets going to be open on that night. So what I thought I'd do, and I said to some of them tonight, I'm going to go into their shops and I'm going to live stream their shops in advance of that night. So any of you here on the island who see those live streams, you might decide, oh, you know, I like that in that shop. I'll go and shop there on that night. Or I might go in, you know, not necessarily on that night, but I can give high visibility to all those businesses that are going to be open on the 6th. So that's what I'm doing for the community. Hi, Margaret. And, you know, I'm going to do that for free because that's what I do for my community. And see if we can highlight that. So you will be able to look into the shop where I buy my earrings, because I'm going to live stream in there, because she's one of the businesses that's staying open on the late night on 6th of December. And so what do you think of that? 30 premises to go and live stream in Ryde. And that's not taking into account any other live streaming I'm doing, because of course tomorrow night I'm hoping to be live streaming the Local Heroes Awards, and then on Sunday I'm going on a road trip with Jacqueline, trying to meet up with somebody else as well. I think was it you, Tracy? I was trying to be. I know I need to look and get things into my diary, because otherwise I shall miss them. I've got some meetups with some other people on Friday evening. Probably won't be live streaming necessarily in the evening. I might do it sort of earlier in the day, but I'm going to watch Donna and Joan. Forgot their names. Donna is a great friend of mine. Yeah, absolutely. It will be, there's just a lot of good stuff going on, Tracy. And, you know, we need it. We need all this great stuff going on in Ryde, especially, you know, when they're trying to make the parking difficult and that make it more difficult and trying to kill our town off. We don't want our town killed off, thank you very much. We're going to do what we can. So anyway, so I know that Bellissima is opening. That is that's a clothes shop down the bottom. I think the handbag shop, I think D's is opening. The lingerie shop, Sugar and Spice, is going to be open, and Splash is going to be open. That's 4 out of the 30. So I got to find out who the other ones are. So I shall be wandering down and finding out. I hope I won't get too wet or blown away. I know. And is it going to be bad on Friday? Right, I hadn't watched. I did see some really high. I saw some pictures of some waves. I saw some deck chairs in Sandown looking like they were getting washed away on somebody's social media today. But I was in the dry, and when I went out tonight, it was still dry. The Works. Oh yes, the Works is. I don't know if the Works is going to stay open. Of course, we've now got the Works, which is new to Ryde. It opened on Friday, and it is one of my. I know it's a national chain, but it's a lovely shop and it's employing local people. So I'm hoping they might be one of the shops, but I've no idea. We'll have to try and guess at what the other ones are. But hopefully, I will have the list shortly, and then I will be able to go and do that live streaming. So also I'm going to, as I say, live stream with people about the parking issues as well. So I do, you know, more than one lot, but I try not to get blown away. I have got an umbrella now because of course I was, your favourite shop, I was relying on my little blue tarpaulin to put over my head, wasn't I? It is open. Yes, I was in there the other day, yes, I used the blue tarpaulin to try and keep me dry and the camera dry. But I've actually bought myself an umbrella, but that's only any good if I'm standing still, not trying to push Lilac Lil, because if I'm trying to push Lilac Lil and I've got an umbrella, I haven't got another hand for the camera as well. So that makes it more difficult. But if I'm standing still and it's not blowy, if it's blowy, then the umbrellas blow inside out. Hi, Angela. Nice to see you in here. So, folks, I can see only 2 shares of the broadcast tonight. So, is anybody going to do sharing tonight? Push the share button and let more people see. Janet's not in here, so she's not been sharing yet. Don't take off like Mary Poppins. No, I don't think I would be as graceful as Mary Poppins if the wind took me off like that. I think it wouldn't be quite as graceful as that. But I don't fancy going flying like that. Lilac Lil is a good girl. She really is. She comes into her own all the time, and she carries all my stuff. She carried the wine back from Kettering the other day. The wine's not in Lil anymore. I've taken her out and I've taken it out and put it safely, because I don't want to be going around the town with wine in there in case the wine bottles get broken, and that would be a rather mess. You shared it, wonderful, thank you. Yes, so hang on, wait, let's just do a little thing there. That's good. And so, yes, so that was sort of really my day today. As I say, tomorrow I'm going to be in Newport some of the time. I'm going to be, sort of live streaming tomorrow evening. Hopefully, I don't suppose there'll be an issue as to whether I can live stream or not. I live streamed there 2 years ago. I was a guest. Just a guest to go and watch 2 years ago. A friend of mine had booked a whole table and she invited me as a guest, and I live streamed. And no, there was no objection, but I will make sure it's okay to do that. And I don't know what all the categories are too of the local heroes, so that's going to be interesting to see the categories and who the nominations are. And then, of course, who the winners are. So that'll be quite nice. It'll be fun. It'll be, thank you. It'll be a lovely evening. I've got 3 guests with me tomorrow night. So I'm going to introduce you to them on live stream probably. One of them is a live streamer herself. And one of them is Jacqueline, who was my chauffeur on my road trip the other day. And then Tina's coming, and Tina's husband's coming with me too. So that's going to be nice. You shared it to Canada. Wow. That's interesting. I've got friends going to Canada for a week. The week is going off on Sunday. They fly off on Sunday. So they're going to have a lovely time, I'm sure. Hang on, let's see. Oh, there we go. Things pinging all over the place. Yes, and so really I suppose that's most of a catch up. There's a lot happening and there's so many events going on, and I'm trying to sort of make arrangements. Janet, who shares the broadcast a lot, I don't think she's in here at the moment, but she's moving to the island, and she's trying to she keeps coming backwards and forwards to the island, and she's trying to catch up with me. We're trying to arrange something, and I know she wants to buy raffle tickets from Tracy, so we're trying to sort that one out as well. So I'm looking at that. Other people are wanting to meet up with me. I'm trying to organise my diary so that I can fit it all in, because from now till Christmas I think it's just going to be rushed off my feet. I've also got some things I'm committed to making for people who asked me a long time ago to knit some things for Christmas. I've got 10 little ponies I've got to make. And I did promise these a long time ago, so I don't know that I'm going to take any more orders now in case I don't get them done, because I don't want to let anybody down. I don't like letting people down. So we'll see. I mean, I want to do a few bits for myself as well. And so, but I'm just glad that I'm feeling well. I think yesterday was about the first day I really felt that, or this week was really the first day I really felt really back to my good old self, because having been ill, and I keep meeting people who obviously watch my social media. Oh, brilliant, Tracy. That's great. Nice to see. Yeah, so that's Janet Head, not Janet Johns. Janet Johns is in Devon. Janet Head's the one that's coming to live on the island, and she's coming over then. Yeah. Oh, right. You and me both, Tracy, because, you know, my son calls me the one-woman tourist board, but actually we'll be the two-woman tourist boards. I'm not sure, Louise, because I've already got enough commitments that I'm not sure I'm getting to see, because I haven't even done my poppy, you know, so I'm getting behind with my work. So we have to wait and see whether I can do. I'm not going to commit to doing it in case I don't get it done, because I don't like to promise and then not do it. So we'll have to see. So, yes, so busy time coming up for me. If any of you have got events going on, or you know there are events going on the island that I haven't picked up on, please let me know, because I want to share them all out so that we get as much publicity as we can for everybody. Because, you know, it's all about that sharing is caring, you know, sharing out things. And if they've got event pages, it makes my life easier. So, you know, the posters are okay. I can share posters online onto the onto my Isle of Wight .live page, but it's much easier if they've made an event of the, you know, they've created it as an event page, because I can pin that. You know, I can do that, add it to the page, and it stays there in the list of upcoming events, and people can look down that and see what they want to do. But there seems to be so many things going on. I know that Newport are having a carnival, and all sorts of things going on. I just need to collate as many of them into and get, you know. Also, the Kettering gang, they want me to go back to Kettering. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to manage to get that in, because they want me to do some live streaming. Thank you. Yes, people are sharing the Newport poster. That's great, because there's going to be a parade. I will be live streaming that parade. I'm pretty sure that I can do that. I don't think I'm going to be, I shouldn't be away. I'm pretty sure I'm here, even though that's the 24th of November, and that's my sister's 70th birthday and my son's birthday, one of my son's birthdays. But I don't think, you know, we've already celebrated my sister's birthday, and so there won't be, you know, family celebrations as such on that one. So I think, you know, that's pretty much caught up with what I've been doing and what I'm going to be doing. Whew, I feel like a real rush coming on. What a good job. I'm feeling better, isn't it? Because I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I'm intrigued to find out what all those 30 businesses are that I will be live streaming. And it really works, you know, because before I live streamed, I did video. And one day I videoed, there was a nice gift shop. It's not there now, but there was a nice gift shop in Cross Street. And I did a video of it before the live stream. And I put it up online, and somebody in Freshwater said, "Oh, Lynn, I like that plaque on the wall. Can you find out how much it is for me?" So it works, because people can see inside the shop, even when they're not around, you know, when they're not around, local. Okay, righty-ho. So let's see, what date is it? We're the 7th of November, aren't we? Yes. Right, okay. Here we are. So, tonight from Butterfly Whispers, it says, "It's never too late. Why do we sometimes feel that we are over the hill, too old to start something new? Could it be that all our lives have been about working towards or building our picture? When we think about it like that, aren't we then in the best place to start or create something we've always wanted to? We know life's experiences create our life and guide our pathways. So it is never too late, and there is never a right time. You create both. Do it now and give others the benefit of your life's experiences." My dad, in his 60s, has done just that. He's just published his first book. See, that's what I've got to do. A lifelong dream of his. You know, it's been a dream of mine, not a lifelong for me, but recently. Admired by many and a role model for many more. We will all benefit now from his life's experiences. And, you know, you're never too old. What was I going to say? Yeah, the fact that I'm going to write my book, that happened a few years ago when somebody said to me, oh, Lynn, you must write your book. I was an Usborne book distributor at the time, an Usborne book organiser, and I was at one of the Usborne conferences, and I was an organiser for 7 years, and I went all over the country selling Usborne books, even right up to Scotland. I drove right up to Scotland as well, went and did lots of big shows, and I just getting put off. I'm just forgetting what I'm doing. Yeah. So and somebody said to me, you know, because I was joking and messing about at the conference like I do, and somebody said, "Oh, Lynn, you're so funny. You really need to write your book." And I'd never ever thought of writing a book until that point. And I said, "But who's going to read it?" And she said, "Oh, you know, that lots of people would." And of course, the more that I've done live streams and the more things that have happened to me, the more now I want to write that book. So I've just got to do it. And I was listening to a book tonight. I prefer to listen than read books. And so I was listening to Audible, because also I was getting ready to go out. So I can't be reading a book while I'm getting ready to go out, but I can be listening to a book. It makes my productivity better. I can make better use of my time. And so I was listening to it, and now I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something about the book. What was I going to say about the book? It was about, do you know, I've forgotten. Oh dear, silly me. It was about, oh, I know, yes. The chap he was writing his book, and he procrastinated for years about writing his book. And suddenly he decided, he made himself accountable by telling people he was going to do it. A bit like me when I'm saying on here, I'm going to write my book. And so he made himself accountable. So what he did, he said, he committed to writing 1,000 words, or, you know, so many words every day. And so he said he even did it sort of while he was traveling, while he might be in a hotel, or while he was here or there. And actually I thought, well, yes, really, I need to do that. I need to commit to doing so many words a day, and then I might get it done by January. Otherwise it would be next January or the following January, and I still won't have done it. But you're never too old to do these things, you know, because as it said in here, Butterfly Whispers, never too old to learn new things. After all, you know, I'm 68 and I'm doing live streaming, and I learned that only recently. I learned Snapchat recently. Some people think that it's hilarious that, you know, a 68-year-old granny is on Snapchat, but actually, you know, it's a great platform for getting out there. And of course, I like to be on lots of platforms because, first of all, I teach social media, so I need to know about them. And also it gets you seen. And of course, if you're on one platform, some people make the mistake of sticking only on one platform. And as I've said so many times, supposing Mark Zuckerberg suddenly flicked the switch off and there was no Facebook anymore. If everything's built on Facebook, then you know, you'd lose everything, which is why I load my my live streams up to YouTube, and I put them on Google Photos as well. So I've got them in, you know, 2 or 3 places, so that if one lot went, I'd still got access to them, you know. Just think, on my personal channel, I've got more than 100 videos on there. I think about 111. I've got lots more to put up from Facebook to YouTube. But, you know, just imagine all that lot went. While I was up in Kettering with Tristan the other day, he had somebody, it wasn't a client of his, it was the client of somebody else's, and somebody reached out to Tristan because this client, she'd got a social media agency doing something for her, not Tristan's social media agency, and they did something and they lost the whole content of her YouTube channel, and Tristan was trying to work out to see if they could get them back. So well, Google Photos does put them up in the cloud, you know, because what I do, I take everything, I save everything to my phone first, and then when I've uploaded them to Google Photos, which is in the cloud, and to the other platforms, then I clear my phone so that I never run out of memory. I've got a very big storage on my phone, but I never want to get to the point where suddenly I'm live streaming and I can't actually save it because it's too, you know, the memory's full. So I just keep moving it. But, you know, Tristan taught me to do that. So, you know, I can keep all that stuff. So yeah, so there's loads, but I've got loads of the Isle of Wight ones I've got to load up to YouTube because they're not up there yet. And sometimes yesterday I was trying to load one to my Lynn Blackledge, the Golivegranny channel, more than the Isle of Wight one, and I tried 3 times. I downloaded it. Sometimes I do them from my phone straight to YouTube, but they actually take longer that way. So often I will do them on the desktop and I will download them. What do I do? I've got a downloader, a video downloader. So I will actually take it from, you know, from on the Facebook page, download it, and then it loads to YouTube in seconds. It's so quick. But 3 times it wouldn't do it, and I don't know why. So I think, oh yeah, so in the end I went to my phone and I did it from my phone and I managed to get that one. I didn't know what was wrong with it. I don't know why it was doing that. But as I say, you know, I sort of need about a week at home to actually get all of that. And that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I have to fill it in the gaps. When I've got a few minutes sitting at the computer, like tonight before I go to bed, I might download another couple and pop them onto onto YouTube and see, you know, if I can do that. But I don't want to be too late to bed tonight because last night I fell asleep at my desk until the middle of the night, which was not the best thing to do because I actually can fall asleep sitting on this chair. But usually, you know, if I'm chatting to you, I'm not likely to fall asleep in the middle of a broadcast, but you know, I do sometimes just fall asleep. Not the best thing to do. I should be in bed with my legs up, you know, that's always the better way to do it. But you know, last night I didn't. I just stayed and fell asleep on the chair. Not a great thing. Anyway, make sure I go to bed tonight and get some decent sleep. Lots coming up, so much to you know, to need to keep going. I need to be energized and just keep all this momentum going with all these things. Now I've got to be out live stream. I need a team. I need to recruit a team of people who can help. It was, you know, as I say, it was delightful to see that Leanne, hi Nathan, it was that Leanne live streamed the other day. So she's now done about 3 live streams, unless she's done another one and I haven't noticed. So that's really good. But she's in Devon. That's great. I'm not saying that's, you know, that's really fantastic, but I need also live streamers here on the island to help because there's too much stuff now to live stream. So we need a gang. Golivegranny needs a gang. So who wants to be in Golivegranny's live stream gang? We'll have to get that going and see. But anyway, I'm going to, you can help me, can you, Nathan? That's good. Excellent. So that's what we need to do. So I think you've just come in there at the end, Nathan. Not sure if you're going to be at the coffee morning at St James's. If you are, I might see you. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be. I'm doing several coffee stops. That's it. The A team and the A team and the dream team. We're going to be. You're in Nottingham at the moment. Oh right, okay. I was up that way. Oh, I was in the Midlands last week. Now I'm down here, and you're up there. Would be ships that pass in the night. Oh, so are you there all week? You won't be back on Friday, Nathan. Let me know. So anyway, it's nice that you're in the broadcast now. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you, folks. I need to go and make myself a cup of tea, and I need to do various bits and bobs. And at some stage, I must try and get this poppy finished. I hoped to have made loads of poppies. Oh, that's right. One of the other things I want to do is go to the library and show you the lovely poppy displays. So live streaming there. I want to hopefully get to Sandown Library and live stream there. There's something at a church. You know, there's so many poppy displays on the island, and there's something at a local church here in Ryde. And I want to try and get up there, but it's not easy. It's not on the bus route. And so I want to try and get there. Hi, Kerry. And so How lovely that you've come into the broadcast, Kerry. I'm almost just finishing off. I've just been telling everybody about all the live streams I've got to do, because we're having a late night. I just go over that, anybody at the end. Oh yeah, oh brilliant, Kerry. Yeah, we've got so many going on in Ride Library. They've got a lot of paper ones, and I actually helped to put some of them together. They've put the names of people. 664 people gave their lives from Ride, you know, in the war. Oh, I don't know. I do my best, Kerry. And in the oh, where were they? In Lake? Yeah, that's right. You see, look, Margaret is in Southampton, and their poppy ladies have knitted and crocheted 145,000 poppies. In the library in Ryde, it's 664 people gave their lives. And what we did, the black bit had the names, the black bit of the middle of the poppy had the names of the people who died and their ages, and some of them were so young. So I did a little bit of sticking in the library. You know, I joined a team of people doing that. I've seen so many different things online. Anybody else on the island who knows there's more things, I'm going to see how many I can get round to live stream, because, you know, they're just such beautiful displays. There's, I think Sandown is they're knitted. And I know Margaret in Southampton, where Margaret is, they've Australia. See, Kerry's coming in from Australia, and she's saying there's lots there. Oh, you're coming back on a ferry tonight? Well, yeah, there's just so much is going on, so many wonderful things. It's just, you know, great that we have live stream and we can get all this on there. I know that that Margaret's people have, in Hythe, you're in Hythe, and they have poppy bombed. They've poppy bombed Hythe, and all the you put some pictures up, didn't you? And they have put them up on the railings and all that sort of thing. At the moment, it looks like I might end up with only one poppy, because I've been too busy to do other things and to make the poppies. But, you know, what I want to do is try and appreciate them. Also, of course, Sunday, when I was talking the other day about the 11th, and I said it's the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month, I totally forgot that actually Sunday is Remembrance Day. Because usually, you know, lots of churches have a remembrance service on the Sunday, and then Remembrance Day is usually sometime in the week. But this year, it's actually on Sunday, isn't it? So, and they've got, I think Sandown, they do a march along Sandown seafront. Going to see if I can try and get there. I'm not sure. If it's like it was today, I might get washed away into the sea, so might not be a great idea. Depends on the weather. But, you know, I'm going to try and do as much as I can. So you have to bear with me, and you know, whatever I can do, I will do. Nathan, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. So and I think one of you was talking about the 12th of... You'll have to wait to see... Hi, Carl. Oh, how lovely to see you. You're late in the broadcast. Carl, tell me, is there any poppy displays down in East Cowes? Carl is one of our counsellors down in East Cowes, and he's a live streamer himself, and at some stage... I'm going to do a live stream with him, but not necessarily now, because we're just finishing up. No, that's all right. I'm sure you've been very busy, Carl. I was just telling everybody I've been at Ryde Town Council. No, I haven't. Sorry, wrong. I've been at Ryde Business Association meeting, and tonight we've been discussing the parking. So sometime, Carl, I'm going to talk to you about the parking issues. Does the Queen do a speech on Remembrance Day? I don't know whether she does, Kerry. She might well do, but not... I mean, her main speech that I always think about is on Christmas Day. You know, she does a big speech on Christmas Day. Yeah, well, I'll see. If she does, I'll let you know, Kerry, and I'll see whether I can, you know... Obviously, I don't go and live stream her, because I don't know where she'll be. She won't be on the island. But I'm sure that if she does, then we can pick up on that one and refer you to that. Yeah, so as I say, so much going on, so much happening, lots of live streaming coming up, you know, for all sorts of reasons. So, you know, keep watching. If anybody wants to learn to live stream and help out with some more of the, you know, more of the live streaming, then let me know, because I can teach you. Carl, I taught Carl in a few minutes, didn't I, Carl? You know, so when you're a willing learner, it's very quick to learn. And so now he goes off and I watch him on his live streams, and it's lovely to see. So anyway, and I think one of you, Louise, you'll have to wait for the 12th of November until we get to the 12th of November. I noticed that you mentioned something there earlier. So that will come, but not yet. So the 12th is Monday. So wouldn't it be lovely if she came to visit us? She does come to the island sometimes. Oh, you've got a new memorial bench dedicated on the 9th, 10:45 outside the town hall. Ah, Carl, are you going to live stream it? Because I can't, because on the 9th I have I've got other commitments at that time of day. I can't get to East Cowes and do that. So if you can do it, let me know. And if you're going to do it, let me know so I can actually share it at the time you're doing it. Yeah. But I've got a lot of things going on in my diary over the next well, probably from now till Christmas. I think so much going on. But as I say, tomorrow night I won't be here at this time. I might be on my way home, and I will be live, if I'm allowed. I will be live streaming from the Cowes Yacht Haven, where it's the local heroes awards, the Isle of Wight Radio Local Heroes Awards. So I'll bring you news of all that tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that, and then looking forward to all of it now. Really glad that I'm better now, that I'm back on top, you know, back on top and back to feeling how I normally feel. So that's great. Lovely to see you all. Feel really energized by your coming in and joining me on these live streams. Don't forget, the more you share, the more views. And as I say, when lots of people share, or one person shares a lot, like Janet did the other day, we had over 1,000 views. And, you know, all these things we talk about, that means lots more people are seeing them, you know, whether it's a memorial bench being dedicated, whether it's talking about the poppies, whether it's, you know, people wanting to learn to live stream. So many things we talk about in here that can be shared with so many more people. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, I must go on, get on this one quickly, because my daughter has asked me to get votes in for my grandchildren. Some of you have already done it. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Oh, I've got to scroll down now to give you the link. But my daughter, here we are. My daughter, no, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. My grandchildren's school is up for they are getting votes in to get funding for a sensory garden. And can I find it? You know, it's not there when you can't find the link when you want it. And she shared it. I shared it with all my UK family. And she shared it with some of our members of the family who are abroad. And I said, are you sure you can do that? Because some of these things you can't. And she shared it. And we've got some family in Australia, and they couldn't vote. So it is UK only. But I'm just trying. Oh, where's it gone? Aviva. That's right. I'm trying to find it. I don't know if you can find it quicker than me, Margaret. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's this. I'm just scrolling down on the comments, but so many times we've used power of social media to get votes in for different things. Here we are. I've got it now. I've got it. Here it is. So let's just see. Oh, brilliant. They've gone up to 414 votes. I know that that's lovely, Carl. I'm really delighted about that. So it would be great if you can share it. Right. So if any of you can, vote on this. Wait a minute, let's put it in where we are now. Let's put the link in the right place. If you can vote for North Ealing School, wait a minute, I'm just putting it up there. I hope that's giving us the right link. What a day of flooding here. Oh, did you live stream it, Carl? I must have a look. I didn't see it. So anyway, if what a day of flooding here, which you live stream, I will have a look at that in a minute, Carl, because I didn't see that. I didn't notice that come up. I must I don't know. I'm not getting notifications when you go live, so I'll have to have a look at that. But yes, so there we are. I've just put a link into the Aviva Community Fund, and if any of you would be so kind, you can vote for North Ealing Primary School Sensory Playground, and you have to register, I'm afraid, but that doesn't take long, and you can vote. You've got 10 votes. So if you're not voting for any other project, can you please use your 10 votes to vote for North Ealing Sensory Garden? And North Ealing is where 2 of my grandchildren go. The twins have left and they're at high school now, but 2 of my grandchildren are there now. So it'd be really lovely. They want to create this sensory garden. North Ealing Primary School works inclusively with our families to maximise the learning potential of all our children in our community. Our current project is to build a sensory garden for our children. Our school has an above average percentage of children with additional and complex needs. We see the development of this garden as critical to our drive towards improving their health and well-being. We are increasingly finding children and families experiencing mental health problems, obesity and poor general levels of fitness and well-being. This garden will be designed with a planting area, quiet spaces for reflection and apparatus to encourage physical development. It will allow our children the opportunity to explore the outside environment using all their 5 senses: sight, touch, sound, scent and taste. So there we are. How do you get the note? I know you click on something. I know you can click on something. I know when somebody live streams, if you do spot them live streaming, but you can click on something that says you get the notifications. But I'll look at it, Jackie, and see if I can see it. Even though you give details to join Aviva. Yeah, they don't hassle you. I know. I did it. We've had several projects on the island that went for Aviva. Bodster, that's a lovely charity here on the island that use ponies with people with dementia. They have the people with the people running Bodster. They got Aviva funding, and then of course this time my lovely community helped to bring in the 50,000. The big lottery money, the 50,000, and they've got a horse box. So we've done it on the Aviva one, and then we did it on the big lottery. And Carl's saying that lots of water in the town, and yes, it stopped the floating bridge. Actually, it's not the water stopping the floating bridge. The bridge should float. In fact, the floating bridge is stopped more than it isn't. Don't even get me started on that one, Carl. If we hadn't spent all that money on that floating bridge, and I know, I think you'll feel the same as me, perhaps then we wouldn't have to be charging people to park in Union Street or other places across the island and driving people away from our lovely shops. So anyway, that's a whole nother debate. And that one, Carl, I think you came late in the broadcast. That's what they've been discussing at the Ride Business Association tonight. So that's, that's an ongoing thing. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you now. But if any of you can vote for North Ealing Primary School, I will be very, very grateful to you. If anybody else has, you totally agree. If anybody else has things like this where we need to vote and it's very easy for people to do, more than happy to share all of that, because this is really the power of social media, where you build a community and you work together, and working together, of course, helps the magic happen. Carl, I'm going to finish up the broadcast and I'm going to go and look at your live streams and see all that water, but I'm glad I was indoors and not getting wet today. I did see other people's photographs, and some of them, and I felt perhaps I should have been out there live streaming, but actually I was in the dry and the warm. Sometimes I don't mind being out there getting wet, but today, yeah, okay. No, I won't let the buggers bite. I won't let the buggers bite either. Oops, did I say that? How naughty. Night, night, everybody. See you all soon. Bye.